Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I made this simple long pencil dress with puffy sleeves. And in my previous video, I already showed you guys how to draft out the pattern to make this dress. So this is the continuation of the video. So make sure to watch the previous video first before you watch this one so that you can understand better. I'll leave the link of the previous video in the description box and I'll also pin it in the comment section. So if you find this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share with your loved ones. So let's jump right in. So I've used the patterns we drafted out in my previous video to cut out the fabrics, and I also have the linings cut out as well. So you have to watch that video first so that you can understand how we got to this part. So I'll leave the link in the description box and I'll also leave it pinned on the comment section. So these are the lower parts. I will set it aside and these are the upper parts. So I'll go ahead to remove the patterns from the fabric now and then I'll show you guys how to join them together. So we're going to start with the front panel of the upper part. So I have removed the pattern. Let's go ahead to open it up. So when you open it up, this is what you will have. So the next thing to do is to join these pieces together. So I'm not going to be padding the bust area of this dress. You can go ahead to pad yours. I'll leave videos of how I padded my princess dart in the description box. So go ahead to place this side on it this way, right sides facing each other, and use that half of an inch to join it together, like stitch it all the way in. So if you're a beginner and you struggle with joining your princess darts, use your pins to hold it down first before you stitch it. So go ahead to do the same thing for the other side. Join it together using the half an inch that you added. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to repeat the same process for the lining pieces. I'm going to join all three together. So when I'm done with the front part, I'll get the back panels. So let me open it up for you guys to see. So this is where the zipper is going to fit in. So your V-shaped neckline is going to appear this way when you are done. So for this back panel, I'm going to join the sides together to the center back. I'll stitch it in all the way down. When I'm done, I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'll stitch it in, repeat the same process for the lining pieces, and then I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after I joined the pieces of fabrics together, this is what the front panel looks like. After joining, I opened up the seam area and I ironed it out. So this is going to make it appear very neat on the right side. And I did the same thing for the lining pieces. So the next thing is to turn the fabric over with the lining. So I'm going to place the lining on it, right sides facing each other this way. And then I'll start with the neckline area. I'll go ahead to join it together using half of an inch. When I'm done, I'll close up the sides. I'll leave the armhole area opened and I'll leave the lower part opened as well. So when I'm done, I'm going to do the same thing for the back panels. So these are the back panels after joining the pieces together, and I also ironed the same on the wrong side. So I'm going to use the lining to also turn it over. Place it this way, right sides facing each other. Go ahead to stitch the neckline area, close up the zipper area and also the side. So close up the neckline all the way to the zipper area. So this is the reason why we added that half an inch all around it. Close up the sides as well. So when I'm done stitching my lining to the fabric, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after I turned over with my lining, this is what it looks like. This is the wrong side. So I notched the neckline first before I turned it over and I ironed it out. So you can see how neat it looks. These are the back panels. I have also turned it over with the lining and I ironed it out. So I'll set these pieces aside while I work on the lower part of the dress. So moving to the lower part, I'm going to open up the front panel this way and then I'll place my lining on it on the right side. So I'll put my lining down to the full length of my skirt and just stitch it down using half an inch. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to then raise the lining up just the way you see me doing the video. I'll raise it up the way to the waist area. I'll fold it to the point where I notched. Remember we notched where the skirt is going to stop. So I'll fold it up this way and then I would stitch the sides all the way down. I'll stitch it all the way up. So when I'm done with that side, I'll come over to the other side and also stitch it all the way up. So this is how to finish the lower part of your pencil dress or your pencil skirt. So when I'm done with that, I'll turn it over to the right side and then I will take in the dart. After turning over, taking the dart all the way down to where you want it to stop. So when I'm done, I'll move over to the back panels. We have two pieces for the back panels, and then I'll also turn it over with my lining, just like I explained for the front panel. You stitch it down, you draw the lining all to the full length of the fabric, stitch it down there, and then pull it up to the place where you notched, and then close up the sides, close up both sides all the way up. Turn over to the right side and take in the data as well. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys. So after I turned over with the lining, this is what it looks like. So you can see how the lower part came out after using that method. So this is the way you turn over with your lining when you are making a pencil dress or a pencil skirt with Ankara. So I've also taken in the dart, as you can see, and this is what the front looks like. I also ironed it out. So I've done the same thing for the back panels as well, and this is what it looks like. I've ironed it out also. So the next thing, I also took in the dart here. I took in the dart for the two back panels. So the next thing to do is to join the upper and the lower parts together. So I'm going to start with the front. So you're going to place them right sides facing each other, making sure the dart points are sitting on each other. So you can use your pins to hold it down before stitching. So I'm going to place it on each other this way and then take it to my sewing machine. Using the joining allowance, I'm going to join the two pieces together. Using the 1 inch joining allowance, I'll stitch it all the way down. So when I'm done with that, I'll repeat the same process for the back panels. I'll join the upper part to it. I'll place the upper part on it this way and making sure the dart points are also facing each other, and then I'll stitch it all the way down. I'll do the same thing for this other side, join it together. So when I'm done joining all the upper and the lower part together, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after joining the upper and the lower parts together, this is what it looks like. This is what we should have. So I've also done the same thing for the back panels. So the next thing we want to do is to join the front and the back together, and I'm going to place it on it this way, right sides facing each other. So I'm going to place the back panel on it this way, right sides facing each other, and join the shoulder areas first. So I'll place it fabric to fabric and lining to lining and stitch it down. So when I'm done with that, I'll come over to the side. Remember, we took out 1.5 inches for the seam allowance, and we've already used 0.5 inches to turn the lining. So I left with 1 inch. So I'm going to use 1 inch to stitch the sides all the way down. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. I'll join the shoulders together, lining to lining and fabric to fabric, and then stitch it down using the 1/2 inch allowance that we added. I'll close up the sides also, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. So after joining the sides together, this is what it looks like, and this is what the shoulder area looks like on the wrong side. You can see how neat it looks. So the next thing I want to do is to close up the back of the dress. So I'm going to just merge them together this way. So we're going to determine where we want our slits to stop and where to insert the zipper. So merge the two sides together this way. So the first thing is to determine where you want your slit to stop. So for mine, I made use of 20 inches, but I later still opened it up to about 22 inches. So I'll mark it there. Remember, the zipper allowance we took was 2 inches, and we already used 1/2 inch to turn over all the lining. So I'm going to come in by 1.5 inches now. So that is where the slit is going to start from, but you can make yours more open depending on what you want. So the next thing now is to insert the zipper. So the next thing is to determine where we want the zipper to stop. So I'm going to place the zipper from the back neckline all the way down to 18 inches. So my zipper is going to come down by 18 inches from the neckline. So I'm going to mark that 18 inches here, and then I'll come in by that same 1.5 inches, which is my zipper allowance. and then I'll go ahead to connect it all the way down to where my slit is going to start. So follow whatever shape you have. You see that the line is not straight all the way down, so I'll stitch that place close now. So the lower part is going to be for the slit opening while the upper part is for the zipper. So let me go ahead to. So after I closed it up, this is what the slit opening looks like at the back. So I'm going to also finish it with my hemming gum. I'll show you guys how to do that later. So the next thing now is to insert the zipper. So this is the zipper opening, and I'm going to get my zipper now. So this is the zipper. I'm going to just first of all mark my 1.5 inches zipper allowance. You can see that it's stopping directly at the beginning of the V-shaped neckline. So I would open up the zipper, open it up completely, and then I'll pick this one and turn it over this way, then fold in the edge. So you can go ahead to mark that 1.5 inches all the way down before you insert your zipper, and then I'll get my pin and just hold it down, fold that edge in and hold it down this way. So then I'll go ahead to stitch it in. So note that your zipper is not going to be straight because of that hip allocation at the back. So you can just mark that 1.5 inches all the way down before you insert your zipper so that you can follow the line. So your zipper is going to curve out on this butt area so that you don't stitch in that butt allocation that you removed already. So I'll go ahead to stitch it all the way into my allowance. So by the time I'm done, the zipper is going to appear this way on the right side. It's going to appear this way on the right side. So when I'm done with that part, I'll do the same thing for the other side. So I'll place the zipper on that 1.5 inches mark like I did with the other side. I'll use my pins to hold it down, and then I'll stitch it all the way in. So like I said earlier, you can't stitch your zipper straight on the lower part because of that butt allowance. If not, you're going to stitch the butt allowance into your zipper allowance and it won't have that effect on your dress. So the best thing I'll advise is to mark out the line. So just mark out that 1.5 inches line all the way down to where your zipper is going to stop. So this is going to guide you when you are inserting your zipper so that you don't take in the butt allowance. So I'll just go ahead to stitch it all the way down. So when I'm done stitching both sides of the zipper, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after inserting the zipper to the back part of the dress, this is what it looks like. So you can see how neat it came out. You can see that. And then for the lower part, we're going to finish it with our hemming gum. So let me just flip it over to the right side, to the wrong side. So the first thing you want to do is to iron it out very well, like iron the seam. So fold it this way and then iron it down. Iron it all the way down so that it becomes really flat. Do the same thing for the other side. And then you use your hemming gum to just seal it up. So this is what a hemming gum looks like. So after you've ironed out that point, go ahead to insert your hemming gum under the opening this way and then you iron it down. So the heat from your iron is going to melt that gum and it's going to make your fabric stick on it this way, so it won't be opening when you wear your dress. So I'll do the same thing for the other side, and when I'm done I'll show you guys how to insert the sleeve. So we're going to insert the sleeve now. So I'll go ahead to open up the sleeve, and the first thing we want to do is to create the elastic casing at the base of the sleeve. So you're going to fold it in twice and stitch it all the way down. The 2 inches you added, go ahead to fold it in and stitch it down. So when I'm done doing that, I'm going to show you guys how to insert the elastic band. So after folding the base, I'm going to have to cut out the elastic band. So I'm just going to use my pin to pass it into the um, elastic casing. So to get the length of elastic to cut, go ahead to measure around your arm where your sleeve is going to stop. So whatever you got after measuring, subtract 2 inches from it. So for mine, I got 12 inches minus 2, making 10 inches for the length of my elastic. So after passing out, I'm going to stitch it on this side. I'll stitch it down there, and I'll also stitch the other side down. So when I'm done with that, I'll turn the fabric this way, right sides facing each other, and then I will close it up using 1 inch all the way down. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys how to attach it to your dress. So after I pass the elastic into the elastic casing, this is what it looks like, and I also closed up the sides like I said earlier. So let me show you guys how to attach the sleeve to the dress. So I've turned the dress to the wrong side, and I'm going to take my sleeve, which is on the right side. Remember the part we notched at the crown? I'm going to pass it into the armhole this way. So this is going to make sure the right sides of the sleeve and the dress are facing each other. So I'm going to merge that notched point to the shoulder joining, and then use my pin to hold it down. And then the lower part of my sleeve that I joined, I'm going to join it to the side joining as well. So I'm going to measure to the side joining this way. So remember, you are going to have excess on both sides this way. So what you're going to do now, you're going to start joining the sleeve from the crown, and then while you are joining, you keep forming pleats with the excess that you have. So start from that point, and while you are joining, keep pleating this way and stitching till you get to the underarm, which is the side joining of your dress. So when you get to that point, you continue forming your pleat again this way. Continue forming your pleat again this way, and then till you get to the upper part of your dress. I hope you guys understand. You're basically just forming pleats with the excess sleeve that you have. So when I'm done with that, I'll do for the other sleeve and show you guys. So after inserting the sleeves, this is what it looks like. So this is what you should have. So I forgot to show you guys how to insert these belts. You're supposed to do this before you join the sides together. So what I did was to cut out a long strap of fabric that is my round waist measurement in length, that is 38 inches, and I folded in, I stitched it down, and then I turned it over. So this is what I just did, just fold the fabric, stitch it down, and turn it over. So mine is 38 inches long, and I have two pieces. So you're going to insert it in between the upper bodies and the lower bodies, and then just stitch it down. So I had to loosen my dress to do this, but I couldn't show you guys again. So you can do this before you join the sides together. And for the slit opening, I've used my hemming gum to just hold it down. As you can see, how neat it looks. So this is where we'll end this video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video to your loved ones, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.